sympathetic and kind when tidings were bad. Which I guess was a good thing, since I was a disaster at just about everything besides shoveling manure. I couldn't have disappointed Mama more if I'd come out with 3 arms and a set of antlers. I led Wendy around in a tight circle a few times to calm her down, then mounted back up. Len began to hiccup. "Serves you right." I nudged Wendy into a trot. "Last one at the barn, muck stalls." "No contest. Your mare's eaten so many hay bales she's practically the shape of one." "Are you calling my horse fat?" "Hey, if the horseshoe fits." He kicked his horse into a gallop. Even though we shouldn't have, Lynn and I let the horses run home, giddy on speed as the ridge flattened into prairie. When their fetlocks collided with the warm sagebrush, it was what I imagined heaven smelled like: juniper and the warming soil of early summer. It was the last time things were simple. After dinner, we began inadvertently choosing sides in a battle our foresight had not warned us of. The quiet war came almost silently, but all the same, it came. Our brother Troy was holding the gate to the pasture open for us as we slowed to a walk. "Surprise, surprise, another tie," he said. Len tipped his hat and let me go through first, setting a heel in Wendy's side to see if he could make her throw me again. "Jerk," I muttered, but I stayed on. "I'm supposed to tell you to hurry and put the horses up, and get yourselves dressed. Mama says we got guests for dinner." Troy tapped the fence with his palm and turned toward the house. "Great," Len said flatly. "Company." "Maybe it's Sheriff Jane, and we can watch that vein pop out on Mama's forehead. That hat, those pants. How plain, how vulgar," I said, imitating Mama's voice. I gathered my reins, but Len was already heading toward the barn. A black cloud descended between him and whatever plans he'd slated for the night. After locating a jar of whiskey hidden between bales of hay, Len set to currying both horses, and I came behind with a brush, thankful it wasn't hot enough for fly spray, Wendy's favorite time to kick anything within a 10-foot radius. I looked out the half-height stall door leading to the pasture and squinted into the late afternoon sun to the west. Down the hill, past the little cluster of shops and the big sanctuary building, a collection of folks and horses, even the medical clinic truck, milled about in front of the Turner ranch house. "Hey, Len," I said, "that look right to you?" Len set his jar of whiskey on top of the stall divider. "Wonder what's going on?" Cal Turner had been raising horses on his ranch alone since his wife and daughter had moved to the city so Sid could train professionally as a dancer. The plan had been for Cal to hand off the ranch to some hired men part-time so he could join them. But he never left. I can't say I don't understand his reticence. Mountains of concrete over the velveteen hills of New Charity? Never in a million years. Someone was leaving the Turner ranch in a hurry, sending a line of dust up the soft dirt of the main road and turning up the 2-track toward our house. "Can you tell who that is?" I asked. "It's not Cal. The horse is too dark." He offered me his jar of whiskey. "I'm sure we'll find out soon enough." I considered taking a sip, but I couldn't get past the burning smell. I closed it up and returned it to his hiding place, rechecking the hasps on the doors as I passed. The sun was just starting to set over the ridge, giving the clouds the pink color of the underbellies of piglets. I opened my mouth to share my observation, but realized for the 100th time in half as many days that we were way too old for that sort of thing. "You know, those clouds look exactly like that birthday dress you had when you were little," Len said. I threw my arms around him in a smothering hug, glad that he'd noticed the sky, glad there was a sunset. And we laughed all the way back to the house until we recognized the bishop's giant sable gelding being led to the guest stables out front. Len grimaced. "There goes our night off." "Don't be like that," I said. "He means well." He gave me a look, one I was starting to get used to. Len wasn't adjusting well to being an adult acolyte. He had started to